Hi, this is Maggie with Music Mastery, and today, as part of our Percussion Fundamental series, we're going to be going over the timpani technique, the French grip, and the two main types of strokes you'll see when playing timpani to achieve different articulations. Let's get started. So first, let's talk about timpani technique. It's called the French grip. This technique is different from one we typically will see on percussion playing like snare drum, which is called the German grip. The German grip involves my palms facing the ground, which puts the weight of my hand on top of the stick, like this. The French grip is utilized on timpani, and the main difference is instead of my palms facing the ground, I'm going to turn them in and they'll face each other. The motion is pretty similar like the wrist, except instead of doing a door knocking, I like to call it a karate chop, this motion. You can try alternating, doing some air chops, feeling the difference from moving from German, slowly turning into French grip. Some people say you can pretend like you're polishing something. I like karate chops though. I think it's the most fun. So now let's grab mallets. The concept of holding the timpani mallet is very similar to most sticks. You're going to find your fulcrum with your pointer finger and your thumb and just wrap those other fingers around. And then you want to make sure your palms face each other, your elbows are out and relaxed, do your karate chops. That's your timpani stroke. That is the basics of how you hold French grip. The difference between French grip and German grip is that French grip puts the weight of your hand below the stick, which gives you a greater range of articulation, sounds, and dynamic depth. So, let's talk about the two stroke types we use. Similar to wind instruments, the two main articulations are going to be legato and staccato. So, how do we achieve that? As opposed to using our tongue to interrupt our airstream and make different sounds, we change our wrist motion. So legato strokes, you guessed it, are a legato motion with our wrist. Think about lifting up, making almost a circle motion with your wrist, like this. Try it a few times, airplay. Yeah. So that is your legato motion. Now, when we put a stick in our hand, or a mallet, we're gonna start low and lift. Let's try that a few times, lift. Now pretend you're pulling the sound out of the drum. Should be a nice, long sound. Shouldn't be a lot of harsh attack. The key to the legato stroke is length and pulling the sound out of the drum. Watch my hand motion and imagine me pulling the sound out of the drum with my mallet. Legato stroke. It'll take some time to get a good sound, but eventually you'll get nice, full, warm sounds like this. So we talked legato, now let's talk staccato. Legato is a long motion, pulling the sound out of the drum. So you guessed it, staccato is kind of the opposite. It's going to be a quick motion with our wrist. You're going to think about playing more into the drum head. Check this out. I'm going to play my wrist down, kind of like a piston stroke, like a marimba. You can consult our mallet fundamental series for your piston stroke crash course. But think about flicking the wrist in a quick motion, playing into the drum. Listen to this. Do you hear how much more attack on the drum head there is from the mallet striking it versus the legato sound? Let's compare these two. Here's your staccato. Bite and attack with staccato sounds, and I'm using the same medium mallets for both of these. So let's review. A legato sound is pulling the sound out of the drum with a legato motion of the hand and wrist. A staccato sound is playing into the drum head with a click, flicking motion of your wrist. The French grip is when, instead of having our palms facing the ground, we have our palms face each other, do our karate chop motion. These are the three main techniques you're going to implement when you're playing timpani. And if you have any more questions, consult MusicMastery.band. Thanks!